Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is something that has been a long time coming. Parents finally being held responsible for their children when the children act up and tries to fight a teacher in the school system. So it's a law is being proposed in Georgia right now. Hopefully it'll be spread throughout the entire U.S. But right now it's in Georgia, proposing that if a student swings on a teacher or harms a teacher, that parent will go to jail. I think that's a good idea. A lot of people against it, a lot of people for it, but I'm not understanding why the ones that are against it. What's the point? The kid, is your responsibility. You putting your responsibility on these teachers, and these teachers are supposed to not discipline your kid, not, tell your kid what to do. And then when the teacher calls the kid, the teacher normally is the one that gets, yelled at. Like, what, there's a reason why my kid did this. What are you doing to him? What are you doing to him? So, yeah, this is in Georgia, and hopefully they can change it so it can be spread everywhere else. Let's see what they got.
Live at 5, proposed legislation could mean Georgia parents might face jail time if their child hurts a teacher.
Well, it all comes as educators report an increase of violence in schools. Atlanta News First reporter Abby Kousouris explains the issue that has people divided.
Alex Benoist says as a former DeKalb County student, he never saw a student hit a teacher. Like what's captured in this viral video when a student at Martin Luther King Jr. High School punched a teacher, and you see the teacher swing back.
It's not good if a student's fighting a teacher because the teacher might feel like they don't want to have this job anymore, and that's the last thing we want.
This is another video of a student hitting a teacher at Discovery High School in Gwinnett County. The American Psychological Association reports violence against school staff is growing. This graph shows an uptick since the pandemic. In a survey, they found 56% of teachers reported incidents of physical violence. Nearly half of teachers want to quit or transfer schools.
The thing is that a lot of these teachers, when they're in college, even in high school, they aspire to be teachers when they, graduate, go on so they can teach the children under them. Like they had good mentorship when they was going through. But when they become teachers and they start dealing with all these unruly children, that quickly changes. They don't want to do this anymore. It's like, what the hell's going on with, the public school system? I'm here trying to help you provide a service, and you want to be unruly, you want to be testy, you want to try to fight me for trying to teach you what you need to learn so you can be able to go forth and be a successful member in life. It's just crazy to me that, they want to push back against that. So, and that's why a lot of teachers are quitting, and then because they're underpaid first and foremost, they don't get the supplies that they need from the district, and they also want to be able to, teach all these unruly kids at whatever it takes. And they said, forget it, I quit. I'll just walk on and do something else. So this is the one way that they can actually fix that.
Some of these schools and high schools, we will have at least 3 or 4 fights per week.
Educator and president of the Georgia Federation of Teachers, Delia Turner, worked with lawmakers to draft the Georgia Parent Accountability Act. She says the bill would make parents personally responsible if their child hurts a teacher.
Good.
They could face a fine, community service, and possible jail time.
If I run a red light, I pay the price.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't pay internal revenue, I pay the price. So parents now will have to get a grip. And
it's going to teach these kids some type of responsibility, how to control their egos, how to place their ego in check, how to control their, their feelings and emotions. Because if not, if I got to go to jail for something that my son did or my daughter did, well, granted, my children are grown now, so, but if that was the case, I don't know, boy. Yeah, I don't want to have to think about that. Thank God my kids are grown.
Understand who their children are, because some parents don't even know what their children are doing.
Exactly.
Talking to parents and former teachers, some say the bill goes too far.
I think that's excessive.
Oh my God, here's a liberal.
Excessive. I know kids have anger issues, especially these days, and parents have anger issues. So that's why I think money should be better spent on a bill that mandates parenting classes.
Parenting classes. So teach, I see, they teach them how to be parents, better parents, but what does that do for the kid? The kid's not going to listen, if they're not receptive because they're so busy worrying about what their friends are doing for the gram, for TikTok, for whatever other case there may be. Not worried about what their their parents are talking about. They're going to listen, yeah, go through the motions, go to counseling, go right back to doing what they're doing. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be even worse for the single-parent households.
The General Assembly reconvenes in January. That's when lawmakers could debate the bill. In DeKalb County, I'm Abby Casores.
Yeah, my thoughts on that is that they should go to jail, at least for a week, or put the kid in some type of detention facility for a week. You fight a teacher, make that parent pay a hefty fine, $15,000, $20,000 fine. Make it very expensive, very quick for that parent. And that kid's going to realize that, maybe I should stop because my parents are suffering. I'm not going to be able to get what I want anymore as far as clothing or what type of presents or little, gifts because I'm wasting all their money to, go to the school as a fine because, me as a kid, I'm stupid. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to control myself. But yeah, I think that's a good thing, Hold these kids accountable, hold these parents accountable because all they're trying to do is be friends with their kids. Hey bro, talk. That's how they talk to their children these days. They don't want to hang out with them. They don't know what's going on. They want to go be on. The parents also want to be on Instagram and doing TikToks too. They don't want to help raise their own children. But that's my thoughts. That's my opinions on it. Let me know down in the comment section. How do you feel about this? Are you for? Are you against? Do you know this personally? Is there something like this happening in your neck of the woods? So, like you said, let me know down in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. You catch me next video. Peace.